Our assembly feature is probably the best and fastest way to increase the speed of doing takeoffs. You can start using assemblies almost the first day you use EasyEst by building assemblies from any takeoffs that you're in the process of doing. We have items in a bid for an exterior wall. We're going to click the tag menu and tag all these items, right mouse click, and say save tag bid items to an assembly. We're going down and add an assembly. I'm just going to put something in here. It doesn't matter what we have, but I'll show you how fast it is to create an assembly. And click the use button and the assembly is done. We're going to delete all these items and then go and use the assembly we have just created by eliminating these items. Next, we're going to click on item selection and assembly selection, and we are highlighted on the one that we just created. We're going to click the transfer button, answer questions, and we'll take the questions that previously were in. We've got some information here already. We're just going to say use and then click on done, and we have this assembly that we just created in an actual bid with quantities based on that 100 linear foot wall or whatever it had there. We're going to delete these items and continue on with our assembly feature demonstration. To open assembly selection, click the bid menu and select items by assembly. On the left side is a list of available assemblies. In the center is whatever is pre-selected from that assembly that's on the left side. And then on the right hand column you have available items to be added or taken away from this assembly. In this case, let's say this slab wasn't 4 inches. We double click to remove it, and we double click the 6-inch slab, and so you can substitute items in an assembly. Obviously, you will select all the available items that you could possibly want for any given assembly so that you would have them readily available here. Let's add one more item, the fill dirt below, by double clicking on it. So this is the items, these three, that are going to be transferred. And we could choose a location. Right now it's going to structural steel rebar. So if we hit the location and put it under concrete for right now, once we highlight it, hit the use button, and that location is where this particular assembly is going to be reported out from. Next, we hit the transfer button to transfer them down to the screen below. Since we see that there's no questions associated with these assembly items, we're simply going to move them to the bid and stay here. We're going to do one that we have set up for demonstration. This particular one has some questions. We're going to transfer those, and then we're going to answer the questions for this assembly. And we'll put in a slab width of 45 and 60 feet, depth of 4 inches, 2 bars of steel, 2 inches of base material, and that should do it. I'm going to click use, and it will calculate the cubic yards, the pieces of steel, and the square foot here. We'll click on done. I'm going to right mouse click and insert a header record or line, just give some separation. So the first assembly had no questions attached to it, and you can go ahead and calculate your own values manually. The second group is the one that we had questions attached to each item within that assembly. I've added some values to the first 3 items. Next, we're going to run a report by going to the reports menu and bid reports. I've selected one by assembly, and we're going to preview the report. And you can see that we have the assembly number 20, the first one we did, we manually put in the values. And the second was a demo assembly. You can see how it works here. And we have a total of each assembly and the grand total. There will be additional information available once you start using the assemblies, which will step by step you through the process of building them. There is a number of idiosyncrasies, things that are nice to know when you get to that point.